true light that enlightens every man was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made through him. Yet the world knew him not. He came to his own home, and his own people received him not. But to all who received him, who believed in his name, he gave power to become children of God, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, full of grace and truth. We have beheld his glory, glory as the only Son from the Father.
Home of fair poesy, realm of pure harmony, Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia.
Okay, good morning, one and all. And today I wish you a happy feast of St. Lucy. So we're deviating from the daily lectionary cycle of readings to take a look at Lucy. Lucy's a very dear saint to me. It's the saint of my wedding anniversary. So happy anniversary, Catherine. I love you. So St. Lucy, her feast is today. Let me get my mind back going. St. Lucy lived in Sicily around the 300s. She was alive during the persecution of Diocletian, and her story goes like this. St. Lucy was born to wealthy parents, so she came from a privileged, prominent family in Sicily. Her father died very young, kind of leaving her to take care of her mother, who was suffering from dysentery. And so Lucy and her mom had heard that of a saint called Agatha that was a very prominent saint, and so to try to help cure the dysentery, they traveled to the tomb of Saint Agatha and spent all night at prayer, during which time Lucy's mother's dysentery was cured. And so Lucy, as an act of thanksgiving to God, consecrated herself and her virginity. So she became a holy virgin, not too popular in today's world, but in antiquity this was a very common and popular devotion or way to spend your life. So St. Lucy consecrated herself to God and went about her life living a faithful and pious life. Unfortunately, Lucy was considered very handsome or beautiful and very comely, if you will, and had a lot of suitors. And there was one particular suitor who was a prominent pagan in Sicily, who, when she thwarted his advances and would not say yes to his proposals and things like that, he became furious and turned her in to the government for being a Christian. And the Diocletian persecution in the 300s was some of the worst. And so they decided to humiliate Lucy first. And so the first thing they were going to do, since she was a consecrated virgin and comely or handsome or beautiful, was to force her into prostitution. And so when the guards came to get her to take her to that punishment, she was immovable. So here you have a petite, lovely lady, 100 pounds or whatever, and the guards could not move her. So attempt after attempt failed to move her, so she kept her purity intact. Then they got really mad at her and they decided to burn her alive. So they couldn't move her. We're going to burn her, and she was immune or did not succumb to the fire. And so finally, there's some other torture. Like if you look here, I don't know if you can see that or not, but right here on the little plate, there's eyeballs. Because after they burned her and that didn't work, they began to just torture her. And one of the things they did was to rip her eyes out. And finally they stuck a sword through her throat, if you can see on the computer screen. And her life ended. Her life on this earth ended and her heavenly life began. Lucy is very venerated, especially in Northern Europe. When I was in Chicago, this was a popular thing too, to have parades and festivals for St. Lucy, and they would get teenage ladies or teenage girls to dress up as Lucy, and they would put candelabras or crowns of candles on their head to dispel the darkness. And so that's another reason I want to talk about Lucy today, and this is where we're getting off of her story and kind of getting into the thought for the day, is so you have Lucy, who young, comely, stood strong against the darkness, who stood tall and immovable against evil. And so I love that. And I love the image of the light dispelling the darkness, and the young ladies throughout Northern Europe and major cities having festivals to St. Lucy, and dispelling the darkness and sort of reveling in goodness, in purity. So it's a wonderful feast day. But in your life, how do you emulate Lucy, and especially in this Advent, in this dark time? He says, with the light coming in to hit him, but we're in the morning. But in the time of darkness, and especially if you look allegorically or metaphorically at the theme of Advent, of light and darkness, what does that say about you? Do you stand immovable against malevolence? Do you stand up for uncompromisingly for goodness and purity and all that is right and true in the world? Do you stand up immovable for Jesus? Do you stand up immovable for light? So that's the one part, is her strength and power in dispelling darkness, and in standing up against evil forces, and being immovable in such a wonderful witness to God's love and mercy and kindness and purity. And the other thing is, I love the image, and I hope the video today starts with crowns of light. I just love that imagery of the light breaking into the darkness. And how do you do that? How do you don your own candle crown and bring light into the broken world? Shine light into people who are in darkness. Give light to those who have lost hope. And so I love that image of her going, of the girls going about dispelling darkness with purity and goodness and love. And so that's what we need to be about. So those are your Advent challenges from St. Lucy. Stand immovable against the forces of evil and darkness, and stand immovable and resolute in your love for Jesus. And then also don the crown of light. Bring light into the dark and broken world. Give hope and light to someone who is in sore need of it. So there's our challenges for the Feast of St. Lucy. God bless you all, and have a great day. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.